recently just started rewatching Love Mechanics, girl. So I haven't watched it from start to finish since it aired last year, and I wanted something to watch, but I wanted it to be something that I've seen before. So with this show, a lot of the discourse online, everyone is split between Team Mark and Team V. I'm team both of them hoes was messy and toxic, but I was here for the drama. I was here for the mess. First 5 minutes, mess. Mark likes Bar. Bar does not like Mark. Bar has a whole little man's, and Mark is just very persistent. He's like, I don't give a about none of that. I want what I want, and what I want is Bar. And Bar's like trying to be nice. So here comes Captain Save-A-Ho V, who's basically threatens Mark, like, leave Bar alone or else. So Mark is in his little feelings because he was screaming, my man, my man, my man, a little too loud and a little too soon. Mark is literally belligerent, like blackout drunk. He gets into like a little altercation. And again, V always trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. He swoops in to save the day, and he ends up taking Mark to his house. Mark is so drunk that Mark is thinking that V is Bar. So keep that in your pocket, because that's important. V is in a whole committed relationship. Not a piece, not a half, and whole entire committed long-term, talking 3-year relationship. He was supposed to be going to meet his girlfriend. She is also not a saint, so keep that in your pocket also for later. But he's supposed to be going to meet her. Obviously he doesn't. V was drinking at the bar, and he also drinks a little bit when he gets to his house. After, V has his own little pity party, drinks his little beers, he goes back to his bedroom where Mark is. Mark is so drunk that he thinks that V is Bar. V ends up taking full advantage of Mark. And there's a lot of discourse. People be like, oh, they were both drunk. That is still a no-no. But two, how many times have I said so far, Mark was blackout. I don't even recognize this man drunk. V was very conscious. V was very aware of what was going on. V knew exactly what he was doing. And V made the conscious choice to not only take advantage of Mark, but simultaneously cheating on his girlfriend while doing so. Mark wakes up the next day again. He thought he was with Bar. Looks over, bitch, who is this? It's V. So obviously, like any normal human being, he's hot. Very upset, as he should be. Obviously, Mark is upset, storms out, whatever. And V is just like, oh, how could you be treating me like this, sir? So they start spending more time together. V is initiating, mind you, he has a girlfriend, and he's trying to like disguise it as, oh, I'm just trying to make sure you're over my friend and that you leave my friend alone. Girl, okay. On top of that, there's Nua. Nua likes Mark, and everybody becomes aware of this. Mark and Nua are single. Then we got V over here talking about, oh, you need to pick between me and Nua. But again, V has a girlfriend. Everybody knows V has a girlfriend. Mark is the one that keeps trying to break it off with V because Mark is aware that V has a girlfriend. And although Mark is slowly starting to catch feelings, he's like, hold on, I was just in a situation like this with Bar. And Mark is trying a little bit. He wasn't trying enough, but he was trying a little bit. Don't pay too much attention to the eyebrows. I haven't worn makeup in a long time. But anyway, so yeah, Mark tries to low-key break it off with V a few times because I mean, Mark's not a dum-dum. He's very aware that he's the side piece. You know, he is the mistress in the situation at this point, because high key the only time that V be checking for Mark is when Ploy bails on him or is unavailable, and V is not being honest about his feelings, because it's like, sir, you don't want anybody else trying to talk to him or pursue him, but you got a girl. Like, Mark finds out that Ploy is cheating, and he tries to tell V, but V doesn't believe him. Why would he lie about that? And also, like, your girlfriend has been MIA for a hot minute. Like, she ain't never around. She ain't never in her room. And you've been spending all your time with this man, but you don't want to believe him when he tell you that he saw your girlfriend with another dude. Okay, Mark is not the only one who caught Ploy slipping. Bar, V's bestie, also caught Ploy slipping. And she's so messy because she is literally being seen getting picked up by this other dude at places where she knows that they all hang out at. So she, at this point, I'm like, girl, you not even trying to hide the fact that you cheat, because multiple people, you let this man drop you off at your dorm, let him pick you up at the clubs and in the hangout spots that you are very aware that your boyfriend and his friends be hanging out at. Mind you, Mark told me that Ploy was cheating after they had again broke up, and V again initiated, no, I still want you in my life. What was going on up here with V? Like, what in his mind was like, yeah, help me pick out an anniversary gift for my girlfriend? After Bar tells V that Ploy is in fact cheating, he still goes and acts like nothing ever happened when he sees her, gives her the gift, celebrates their little anniversary, and then he goes through her phone. So he goes to like the little bridge in the rain, and Mark goes, and Mark is like, oh, when you're with me, don't think about her. Mark, no. They was pissing me off because V was doing some really dumb shit. But Mark would piss me off even more because why you keep letting this man do dumb shit? So he's basically staying at Mark's dorm, hanging out with Mark, being with Mark, but now it's a secret. The whole squad knows your girlfriend is cheating. So you might as well just be out here doing what you want to do. After exams or whatever, he's supposed to be meeting up with Ploy. She's in the hospital, of course. When I tell you, every single episode of this freaking show, there is no peace. None. There is drama every single episode for the entire there is just when you think like, oh, this is so cute, 2 seconds after that, mess from start to finish. The show is so messy and I love it. Well, Ploy's in the hospital. He confronts her. She confesses to everything. Tell me why this man has the gall, the audacity, after he done told Mark, oh yeah, I'm gonna clear everything up, I'm gonna straighten it out, and then me and you are gonna be together and it's gonna be great. Tell me why he took this girl back. And what's even crazier, she'd have been in a whole car accident, hospital, V comes running back, she is still cheating on V. So then her little dude comes to her dorm, and now V can confront both of them and basically gives Ploy an ultimatum: you need to choose me or him. And what does Ploy say? She says, can we take a break? So V did all of that, just left Mark in the dust, all for Ploy to still be like, yeah, I still don't want you. Because you know what V did as soon as he had, after that conversation. we're running back to Mark. And what did Mark do? Let that hoe right back in. Mark and V end up back in their little situationship or whatever. Mark and V are not public about their relationship yet. So V is just constantly getting jealous because Nua is letting it be known that he like Mark. And obviously the friend group, not being aware that Mark and V are in their little situationship, they're like, you know, they're rooting for her. They're like, yeah, Mark and Nua. And V is feeling hella insecure because Nua got money. Mark comes from money. His girlfriend just left him for somebody with money. So V is just feeling a little insecure because V ain't got it like that. So I can understand, you know, from his little standpoint of like being jealous, but also, sir, you're not being super upfront with your feelings. And Bar, the good bestie that he is, Bar is like, this eyebrow is pissing me off. Don't look at it. Bar is very aware of what's going on. He can tell very clearly that V and Mark got something going on. Yeah, there's a lot that happens where like they go on like a school trip. So there was mess. I feel like every episode, V and Mark, they break up, get back together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together. And then they'll have like a cute little moment where you're like, oh, they're so cute. And then one of them does something irritating. It's usually V. And they break up, but then they get back together. On the little school trip, V finally made it official. They're like, yeah, this my man. And then we find out the old dude that Ploy was cheating with is abusive, and he abuses her. So V, again, you know, he gotta put on his cape and play Captain Save-A-Ho. She wants to kiss him to see if there are any feelings left, and instead of saying no, Mr. Dum Dum is like, oh, sure, yeah, let's kiss real quick. And the reason why everybody found out is because when V was going to clear stuff up with Ploy, the boyfriend showed up and beat up V, and V ended up having to go to the emergency room, and then the whole friend group was looking for him, and then they found them at the little cafe smooching. And obviously Mark was upset because it's supposed to be his boyfriend. He'd have moved all his shit in his dorm. And at this point, the whole friend group is Team Mark. So obviously Nua is upset because Nua liked Mark. He punches V in the face, as usual. And then the girl, dang, the female bestie in the group, what is her name? I don't remember her name. She a little messy too. Now V wants to be like, oh, I need to take accountability for my actions. Ploy wanted to explain like the situation. You should have let her explain to Mark what the tea was, because then we could have avoided the rest of the drama that is to come. So at this point, Mark is done. He's over it. He's tired of V and his BS, which low key you should have been tired a long time ago. But we'll take now. And for a little minute, V is like, cool, I deserve that. Heartbroken, but deserved. Ploy tells the squad what happened, and then they go talk to V because he didn't tell anybody the truth, which is like, again, these are supposed to be your best friends. Why wouldn't you tell them? At that point, the friend group is back on board with helping V get his man back. So yeah, Mark is, I fixed my eyebrow a little bit. Mark is over the BS, which as he should be. So to get V to leave him alone, like Mark's ex comes to town and they try to play up like they're gonna get back together. Mess. And finally, V tells Mark the truth of what happened. Took long enough. So they slowly start to rekindle their little flame. So somehow we end up with a boxing match. V didn't win said boxing match, The boxing, that whole scenario wasn't my favorite plot line of the whole show, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna talk too much about that because it was kind of unnecessary. Not my fave. But yeah, so that happened. We meet Mark's parents on accident. And you have this whole thing where Mark's dad is like, oh, he's not good enough for my son. Like, he's poor, blah, 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 blah. Even though Mark had a whole ex-boyfriend. So I don't know if his parents just didn't know about his ex-boyfriend or what. Or maybe the dad was fine with the other boyfriend because he also had money. Because it seemed like Mark's dad's whole thing was like, you can't be poor. Yeah, long story short, they end up together. The beginning of the show, I'd say episodes 1 to like episode 6 is like just so much mess that's where the bulk of the mess. 1 through 6. After everything is cleared up with Ploy, like it's still messy, but the mess isn't as messy. It's like normal messy. The whole thing with like the guy in boxing, they could have kept that plot line and they could have did something else, but like that was cute or whatever. And then the plot line with the parents, I mean obviously parents play like a big role in your life, but yeah, I liked the talk that the fathers had with each other, because I feel like you don't really get that a lot in series, like in general, where like the parents check each other, you know. So I appreciated that. So yeah, it was episodes 1 through 6 where it was like mess on mess on mess on mess on mess on mess, like big messy, big drama. And then episodes 7 and 8 is where like the boxing thing, and the ex boyfriend, whatever. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then episodes 9 and 10 are like with the parents. So there's 10 episodes total, but like on WeTV it was like episode 1, and I think it said like 1.5, and then episode 2, 2.5. It was like that, which I don't know why they did that, but that's how they did it. But if you watch it on like a free website, it's gonna be episode 1 through 10, and they're each like an hour long. Love Mechanics is a journey. It's hella messy, hella drama, no peace. So it's gonna keep you on your toes every episode. Clear? That's the vibe for today. Overall, I would give Love Mechanics a solid 8 out of 10. Yin and War have great chemistry. War eats down. War's a really good actor. The plot could have been a little better. So yeah, 8 out of 10, because you will be thoroughly entertained. People will be like, oh my god, we need a season 2, we need a season 2. No, we don't. No, we don't. Let's end it on a happy note. I'm sure there was a lot that I didn't talk about and that I missed. I feel like I hit the main points. Let's chat it up in the comments. Let's talk about it. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.